West Virginia's source for news. Eyewitness News starts right now.
Paris under attack. Good evening. I'm Rick Lohr.
And I'm Whitney Wetzel. This is Eyewitness News. At least 150 people have been killed in what appears to be a coordinated terror attack in the French capital.
Most of those fatalities inside a concert hall where attackers took hostages and started executing them one at a time until police raided the building. Here's what we can tell you tonight. This is a map of what appear to be 6 coordinated attacks beginning just north of Paris at the Stade de Paris, that's Stade de France, I should say. That's a soccer stadium that's technically just north of Paris, where a soccer game was taking place between France and Germany. And Eyewitness News anchor Stefano DiPietrantonio live right now in the studio with what has been a very bloody night in Paris. Steph?
No doubt about that, Rick. This is the very first time since World War II the City of Lights is under a state of emergency, and the state has absolute power and control over every household in France right now. The French borders have also been closed. We're still getting some hard numbers here on the death toll. During our 5 o'clock broadcast, we were stunned when it reached up to 60, but now it may include as many as 156 dead, and that includes the 5 attackers French authorities believe were behind those attacks. There are also questions tonight about bombs going off, as you said, there at 6 different locations, the Stade de France and in the shopping area Les Halles, and 3 other locations, a total of 6 carefully planned attacks. The attacks began just before 5 our time, 11 their time. France is 6 hours ahead. The shootings and explosions heard around the city, the deadliest violence in decades. Stefano DiPietrantonio, Eyewitness News.
All right, Steph, thank you. Amid all the chaos, people are frantically trying to get in touch with their loved ones in France just to make sure they're safe.
Eyewitness News reporter Taisha Walker joins us live in the studio now with how people here at home are keeping in touch with family abroad. Taisha.
Whitney, right now social media is the best option. I spoke with a professor tonight who works at State who used Facebook and Twitter to get in contact with people in France. Dr. Ali Ziadi told us over the phone that he was able to get in touch with some of his friends, family, and even colleagues in France tonight.
Game tonight between France and Germany. So most of them actually were in the stadium or were going to the stadium with their family members,
Those concerned about U.S. citizens in France can call the number on the bottom of your screen. That number is 1-888-407-4747. In the studio, Taisha Walker, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Taisha. We bring in Eyewitness News anchor Callie Cart now, who has been monitoring the response here in the United States.
And Callie, some cities here in the U.S. beefing up their security tonight.
Yeah, many U.S. cities here in the U.S. beefing up their security, saying this move comes out of an abundance of caution, emphasizing they have received no credible threats here in the U.S. But again, taking every precaution tonight after that horrendous attack in Paris. D.C. police have sent extra officers to the French embassy and other French-related sites. And this is the scene in New York City. Police increasing security around the city there too. Extra security is stationed outside the French consulate and at other high-profile locations with French connections. But again, we stress they say they have not received any credible threats and are doing this out of precaution. Earlier today, as this terror was unfolding in France, President Barack Obama speaking briefly about the attack. He said he didn't have all of the details but had been briefed by an advisor, saying France is our oldest ally and made clear that we would stand together with them in the fight against terrorism and extremism.
Once again, we've seen an outrageous attempt